Good evening. Welcome to VC3 News and Sports for Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. I am Shadane McLean. On the local scene, a bill to extend the category of skilled workers to have free movement and work in Caribbean Community or CARICOM member states was passed in Parliament yesterday, September 3rd. The Caribbean Community Skilled Nationals Amendment Bill was presented in the House of Assembly by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. Prime Minister Gonsalves explained that the bill is to address the free movement of CARICOM nationals.
The expansion of the categories has been prompted by market requisites. There's a need for artisans. In fact, even before, Madam Speaker, the provision was made for artisans to be on this exempt list that can travel freely. In practical terms, they did, because everybody needs carpenters and masons and people working in metal and steel and so on for the construction industry. That's how a lot of Vincentians moved to Barbados and moved to Trinidad and Guyana. I'm not talking about the OECS where you have freedom of movement for everybody. A person can come off the plane from Grenada and just go across to CK Graves and ask for a job without any requirement for work permit or anything of that nature. Simple. Similarly, there has been a difficulty in persons attracting, countries attracting agricultural workers and domestic workers. And the question always in these cases, when persons move, Madam Speaker, what is the extent of the contingent rights?
The Minister of National Mobilization, Kiesel Peters, who was making her contribution on the CARICOM Skilled Nationals Amendment Bill in Parliament yesterday, outlined the benefits of free movement for skilled workers throughout CARICOM states.
Some of the benefits of free movement involves, as I said before, labor market efficiency, transfer of skills and knowledge. Madam Speaker, in times of disaster response and recovery, we see the movement of skilled workers being very important. And over the last 4 years, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has experienced quite a bit as it relates to disasters and the way we respond. And we have seen the ability of persons to move freely, to come in, to assist, to give the necessary help to our country, to help us to recover. We have seen that at play.
Minister Peters further encouraged Vincentian nationals to become skilled and qualified through the various opportunities offered by the government, so that they can also be able to take advantage of the free movement throughout other CARICOM states.
We have TVET institutions across the country offering a wide range of programs, and these programs are chosen based on areas of priority about what the labor market requires. So this is very important as we prepare ourselves for full movement, and even now as we simply expand some of the categories, Madam Speaker. And it would be remiss of me if I did not take the opportunity to encourage Vincentian nationals to take advantage of what this government has to offer by way of policies and initiatives.
Opposition Senator Chevron John said that the members of the New Democratic Party realized that the amendment of the CARICOM Skilled Nationals Amendment Bill is a reaffirmation of the commitment to regional unity and shared prosperity with the Caribbean communities. However, while there are advantages of the full free movement to the countries, John said that there can also be disadvantages.
But there are countries within CARICOM who have their reservations concerning this free movement. And the bill that we are debating here today, Madam Speaker, even Antigua and Barbuda has said, no, we are not really going to this full free movement as yet because we have reservations about it. We are going to stay with our CARICOM skills certificate where we allow nationals from other countries to come in, they get their CARICOM skills certificate and they work. But we are not going to this broader extent. Madam Speaker, we have to look at every aspect of what we are debating here today as legislators, because we know that it is going to affect us, yes, positively, but we also know that there will be the negatives about it as well. And Madam Speaker, as I sit here and I listened to earlier debates, it seems as if we are not recognizing that this will really benefit us as a nation. Because what we are seeing here, many of what I heard, is for people to migrate. It's brain drain we are speaking about here instead of brain gain. What we're hearing is that our Vincentian people will benefit. And Madam Speaker, I'm happy that Vincentians are going to benefit because we have a high rate of unemployment.
The Ministry of Education plans to extend the feeding program to secondary schools in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This and other stories coming up when we return after the break. Stay with us.
Now available from all Lotto agents. Gold Mine, a new $2 Insta-Cash game with a top prize of $3,000. Gold Mine, so easy to play. If your numbers equals the bars of gold numbers in the same group, win the prize shown. You can win up to 3 times. Get your Gold Mine Insta-Cash tickets where there's no waiting for a draw and you can win on the spot. Gold Mine, another easy to win Insta-Cash game from the National Lotteries Authority.
Welcome back. More on the local scene, the Ministry of Education is planning to expand the feeding program to secondary schools across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is according to Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Michael Burke, in an interview with the Agency of Public Information, or API. Burke said that this initiative is to ensure that more children in the country are getting a healthy meal daily.
75% of students would benefit at the primary level from the school feeding program, right? This is something the Prime Minister speaks about a lot, that when school's out, that there are some students who don't get access to a nutritious proper meal. So it is important that school is reopened so these persons can access a meal daily, with the exception, of course, of the weekend. So we are looking now at how we can expand this, how we can extend this, because we know that even though we address the need at the primary level, that there are secondary school students who don't have access to a good meal daily. So we are having discussion on how we can address this. Thankfully, we have the support of course, of TUSTI with Zero Hunger. Zero Hunger works intimately with the Ministry of Education. In fact, they have bolstered the agriculture program, where now they have such things as school gardens, right, where they adopt certain institutions and they provide resources that can be used.
Cyberbullying is one of the most trending crimes in St. Vincent and the Grenadines of most recent. This is according to Sergeant of Police in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, Sean Chandler, on NBC Radio on Monday. Explaining the serious effect of this crime, Sergeant Chandler said that persons need to desist from being cyberbullies.
Some years ago, we had the IT department who dealt with such case that went before the court, as well as the child exploitation. That also is being used more rampantly now, where children now have access to cellular phones, smartphones, and there are predators out there who engage these children. And in this event, most of these children left their home, and we have a report of a missing child and so forth. So child exploitation is indeed one of the aspects of the topic that we're dealing with.
Coming up next, we have VC3 Sports.
Your life, your vibe, your cola. So represent.
Your life, your vibe, representing the best cola. Me and talk about Zest Cola. Right.
From me, open the cola. Me a look for the best cola.
Look to the left, me see the Zest Cola. Look to the right, me see the Zest Cola.
Zest Cola are the best cola. Represent for the Zest Cola. Zest Cola are the best cola.
Zest. Your life, your vibe, your cola. Zest. Represent with the best cola available island-wide at your favorite bars, restaurants, corner stores, and supermarkets. Zest. Your cola, your vibe.
Welcome back. And on the local scene in sports in netball, several awards were presented when the Island Sips Richland Park netball competition concluded recently at the Richland Park Government School's hard courts. Taking the youngest player and one of two most promising players in the junior division was 8-year-old Jaqueen Gurley, who represented JG's Auto Imports Stars. The other most promising player recipient was Okayla Richards of Paragon Netball Academy. Meanwhile, Sherry Stoney of 3J's Valley Strikers with 118 goals was a top goal scorer in the junior division, and the Evergreen Skiddy Francis of Hyde Park United was the senior division's top goal scorer with 171 goals. Among the team MVPs in the junior division were Talia James of 3J's Valley Strikers, Sevilla Phillips of Paragon Netball Academy, Brian Gloucester of Conquerors, Shaquiano Cupid of JG's Auto Import Stars, Olivia John of Success Netters 1, and Kishana Alexander of Success Netters 2. In the senior division, Shalissa Davis was Hyde Park United's MVP, with Roshana Stevens pouching the award for TCCU Star Girls. Josiane Antoine of High Performance Vultures and Christina Christopher of National Properties Netters completed the senior division's MVPs. 3J's Valley Strikers won the junior division, and National Properties Netters took the senior division title. And in other local sports, Vincentian Shafika Maloney took the bronze in the recent women's 400-meter Citadella Circa with a time of 50.75 seconds. While Stephanie Ann McPherson took the gold with the season's best of 50.65 seconds, and Sather Williams of Barbados took silver with a time of 50.67 seconds.
Stephanie Ann McPherson ötszörös győztese a versenynek, a jamaikai, a moszkvai VB-n volt harmadik, és Miklós Andrea a 8-ason. Nagyon jól kezd Miklós Andrea a 8-as pályán, aki viszont nagyon gyengén kezd, az egyértelműen Stephanie McPherson. Egyértelműen behozta már a párelőnyét Melanie a 6-os pályán, ő narancs-sárgában. Nagyon szépen fut viszont a 4-es pályán Sada Williams, talán ő az, aki vezet itt a kanyarban, ő most már az élre áll, és ő érkezhet majd elsőként a célegyenesbe. Melanie 6-oson, 4-esen Williams és 8-oson Miklós Andrea közöttük dőlt el a verseny. Most már egyértelműen viszont a célegyenesbe fordulva Sada Williams vezet. Viszont nagyon szépen jön a 800-as futó Melanie, és végül ahhoz képest, hogy milyen gyengén.
The staff at VC3 congratulates Shafiqa Maloney for yet another achievement. That's the end of VC3 News and Sports. Join us on our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, as well as the VC3 channel 114 for more updates. See you next time. I am Shadeen McLean.